The Crew-10 mission jointly launched by NASA and SpaceX is heading to the International Space Station as part of the regular crew rotation and will bring back stranded U.S. astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore. The mission is nearing its next phase with the Crew-Dragon spacecraft set for rendezvous, docking and hatch opening on March 16. As per NASA's schedule, docking is set for 11:30 p.m. and on March 16, followed by hatch opening at 1:05 a.m. Which is 10:35 IST on March 16. The Crew-10 astronauts will then be welcomed aboard while Crew-9 delivers their farewell remarks at 1:40 a.m. which is 11:10 a.m. IST on March 16. We have with us my colleague Brian Thomas joining us on the telecast. Brian, what exactly are the details coming in terms of the Crew-10 mission and the return of U.S. astronauts Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore?
Well, Ria, definitely NASA and SpaceX Crew-10 mission is now set to dock at the International Space Station, marking a very crucial step in the crew rotation process. Very importantly, the mission will also facilitate the long-awaited return of astronauts, both Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, and who have also been stranded in space for nearly around 9 months due to technical issues with Boeing Starliner's aircraft. Now, as per NASA's schedule that even you pointed out, definitely Crew-10's docking is planned for today at 9 a.m., which I am talking about the IST, and then there will be a hatch opening at 10:35 a.m. and even the new crew will also be welcoming aboard the International Space Station, while the Crew-9 astronauts will deliver their farewell remarks at 11:10. And this very Crew-10 comprising NASA's astronauts as like Anne McLean and Nikolai's Japanese astronaut Takuya Onishi and the Russian cosmonaut Kirill Peskov will integrate with the current ISS team and temporarily increasing also the station's population to 11. Now the existing new crew includes even NASA astronauts Nick Hague, Sunita Williams, Butch Wilmore, and John Pettit, along with also cosmonauts Alexander Gorbunov, Alexei Ovechkin, and Ivan Wagner. And this very 2-day handover period will also take place before both Wilmore, Williams, Hague, and Gorbunov begin their preparations for the return to Earth. And even NASA has also clearly stated that the schedule will not be earlier than March 19th, and NASA will also be monitoring whether conditions of potential splashdown sites of the Florida coast to ensure a very safe landing as well. Yes, yeah.
We also have this Group Captain V.N. Jha, former Joint Director DRDO, joining us on the telecast. Former Captain, Group Captain V.N. Jha, when we're talking about something like this, we've seen that earlier a lot of challenges were being faced in bringing back Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore, but now we're seeing that the Crew-10 mission is set to take place and they are going to dock at ISS today. So what exactly do you think this big development means right now?
A very good morning, dear. Well, this is a well planned out and well executed mission. It's a replacement, standard replacement of the crew at International Space Station. But yes, in the past, both NASA and Boeing, they have suffered some of the reversals, as a result of which Sunita Williams and Butch Wilmore are right now at the International Space Station. But yesterday, when it was launched early morning, blasted off from US coast, it was scheduled. Usually it has got about 26 hours of flight, after which it is already automated that it does the docking at the NASA port. The International Space Station has got various ports. There are 4 ports which is for the NASA and 3 ports which is for Roscosmos. Roscosmos earlier had the booster rockets attached to it, which is no longer there. Russians have withdrawn that, and this mission, SpaceX, will be docking at the NASA port. That is as scheduled. I think shortly they should be arriving at that place. So it's all going well. There is no information as well till now that any changes have happened. Hatch would have already opened, and with the hatch open, the outer hatch with that open, that is how it will go and dock with the International Space Station. It's NASA 4. And then there will be some procedures. It doesn't happen immediately that you open the door and go there. There is a pressurization, depressurization of the capsule which will happen. After the depressurization, they will check for any leakage. Should any leakage happen at the interface, they will have to tackle that as well. So all those things happen, and then finally their own space suit is deflated, and then they change over to the normal atmosphere is in league with the International Space Station atmosphere, and then they come out of the capsule. They will all go there. As far as coming back of Sunita Williams and Wilmore, along with I think Nick Hague and Gurvinov, they had gone in the Crew-9 mission in September. So these four will be coming back. Whether they come back in the same Crew-10 or they will be coming back in Crew-9. Into my information, they will be docking onto the Crew-9. They have already done all the serviceability check. Everything is fine. So the moment this docking happens, there will be exchange of views. There are some formalities. They give the brief, debrief, those things happen. And then the crew of four, Wilmore, Sunita Williams, Nick Hague and Gurvinov, they will possibly board Crew-9 and then decouple, de-dock, and then they will decelerate. You know, right now all these combinations of the ISS and the docked Crew-9, docked Crew-10, they are traveling at a phenomenal velocity of about 27,000 kilometers per hour or so. So that speed has to be reduced. There is a deceleration that will happen. The moment deceleration happens, then the capsule will be pulled towards the Earth, and that is how it will start losing height, and then finally it will make a re-entry, uncontrolled re-entry, and then splash down in the sea. Usually it is the Gulf of Mexico. Now USA has renamed it Gulf of USA. So somewhere around there will be the splashdown, which is already tracked all through. So they will know about it. So best wishes to Sunita Williams and Wilmore that they will be coming back with the scheduled flight of the space station, from the space station. They have got stuck. It is unfortunate, but then all these things happen. It's a rocket science. No one can predict that it will go the way it has been planned. There are possibilities that something may go wrong, and in aviation and space we understand that if something can go wrong in any flight, it will in all probability go wrong. So crew are prepared for that. Even though this Starliner, say the Crew Dragon is fully automated, there is a procedure of training of crew in loop. That means the astronaut are in the loop with all the automated functions happening. Should anything go wrong, they immediately take over the functions, and then they guide the spacecraft thereafter. So wish them all the best, and thank you Space NewsX for taking up the cause of the science and the space that so often you have been doing. Best wishes from all of us to Sunita Williams and the crew who are coming back. All the best.
All right, Group Captain, we enjoy.